is an intro to arrays. Why would we need them? What use would arrays be?
We have a lot of things that we want to handle very few lines of code.
Okay, handle large handling capacity with very few lines of code. What else? What other reasons? Okay, so related values? Absolutely. And then what do we often do with related values? Do we just look at them once?
No, we look at them a bunch of times.
Okay, we look at them many times. So we can reuse or revisit values. And the last one is it gives us the capacity to search or sort values. So once we have them and we have them kind of all bundled together in a piece, we can revisit those things. We can declare, as I think it was Daniel said, we can handle large portions of data at once. So if I needed 3 integers, say that I needed 5 integers, what I would have to do is I'd have to declare integer x, and then I'd have to declare integer y, and I have to declare integer z, and then declare integer a, and declare integer t. Okay, I've declared 5 integers, which is cumbersome, but it's not that cumbersome. However, if we needed to declare 5,000 integers, declaring 5,000 integers this way would be incredibly cumbersome, probably undoable. What we can do though is, here's the array structure. This is the array syntax. What you need to do is you need to specify the type. So first things first. So we're going to say, okay, integers is the one that we're using for our example. And I'm going to declare nums. And nums are going to be used with square brackets, and I'm just warning you right now, sometimes my square brackets become a little less square. They become kind of roundy when I'm drawing them on the board. So these are pretty square. So square brackets like that, no space in between them. And then we're going to say, is you're going to either say this, you're going to say new int, and you're going to specify that you want 5 of them. And what that's going to do, the structure that that's going to build, is it's going to build one thing called nums. And it is going to create for you 5 separate locations. And those 5 separate locations all are capable of holding an individual integer. So here, and the thing it's also going to do for you is it's going to build for you something called, I'll refer to these by either of these names, and it's very common for these to be referred by these names. It's either going to build something called a subscript, which are the 0, 1 through to 4, or this is often called an index into the array. So these things are very similar to what we did with strings. With strings in Charat, we had the capacity to get to an individual letter within a string. What we now have is we have the capacity to get to individual elements within an array. So this, for instance, if we did sysout, we could sysout the value at, this would be legal. Right now it would give us an error because there is no value in the array, but we could sysout nums at position 2. And what that's doing is it's referring to this location right here. So it's referring to that location. Now it would fail because right now nums at position 2 has no value. So this would be an error. However, if we did this first, if we said nums at position 2 equals 16. Into that one individual integer location, right here, it would place the value 16. And then if we did sysout nums at 2, everything would be fine. It would work fine. The trouble is, it's annoying to have to obviously go in and reference those things individually. And the beauty, one of the other beauties for arrays is the capacity to access values in a loop. That's probably their greatest advantage. Once you get this large collection of values, you have the capacity to access those values in a loop. So here's a little example. One other example, we can define, the other thing that's nice is we can define the initial values. So this is one method for definition. We'll call that definition method number 1. Definition method number 2, if you know what the values are, you can do it this way. So I can say, I know that the values of the people in this class, their ages are these ages. So the people in the class, I'm going to say, have an age of 15, 16, 14, 16, 16, and 15. By doing that, what I'm doing is I'm building this structure automatically, and I'm placing initial values into the structure. So what it's actually doing in memory is it's building a structure called age, and inside that age, it's putting in all of the values that I've just declared. So it's putting in, into element 0, it's putting in 15, and into element 1, it's putting in 16. Sorry, 1. And into element 3, which is actually at position 2, it's putting in 14 and 16 and 16 and 15. I got a little ambitious with my drawing. That's everyone, right? 15, 16. Yep, 6 values. So scratch that off. Okay? So those are my 6 values, and what I can now do to access these is I can access these in a loop. We use our I is less than. Now with the length function, if you use a length function for a string, what has to go here next? It has to have brackets. If you're using the length function for array, it's just length, dot length. So there's no brackets. I don't know why they did that. It would have been nice if they forced you to do brackets for everything and be consistent.
Well, the difference is that isn't the string one a string method, whereas this one is just a function.
Just a function. That's why. Exactly. So here I could display ages, and then I'm going to do this. I plus 1 in brackets, and then a space, and then ages at I. Sorry, ran out of paper. So we're going to do this. We're going to code this now. So if you've got these basics down, this is the basic structure of how loops work and how definitions for arrays access those. And now we're going to actually try this in Java. So let's go to Java now and do that.